One Zambia, one nation. Hello and welcome to the news. To present, my name is Henry Himonde. A look at the top stories in our news. Government has allocated 5.9 million kwacha for a modern intercity bus station in Kabwe. Chief Nalwama has appealed for the completion of the Nega Road leading to his palace. And Kasenseli Gold Mine in Northwestern Province is set to be operationalized soon. And now the news in detail. Government has allocated 5.9 million kwacha towards the completion of a modern intercity bus station in Kabwe district, which is expected to be completed by the end of October this year. Kabwe District Commissioner Lennox Shimwamba says the completion of the intercity station will optimize revenue collection for the local authority. Here are the details.
It is supposed to be the intercity bus station in Kabwe, but the works had stalled for a long time. However, the government has committed 5.9 million kwacha for its completion.
For over 5, 6, 7 years, this project had stalled due to lack of funds. And so we have picked it up as a new Dawn government. The last batch that has been released, or that was released some 2-3 months ago, was 5.9 million. And we're expecting a completion of this project. You also remember that we were removing street vendors only about a month ago, and subsequently got the taxi drivers, bus drivers into our intra-city bus station. So we have remained with 2 privately owned intercity stations or transit stations, which in the next 2 months, our projection as government is that by end of October, this project must be up and running, meaning that there shall be no big bus shall be stopping in our CBD to move people from one point to another.
Mr. Shimwamba has since appealed to the local authority to ensure works are expedited, adding that the completion of the intercity bus station will optimize on revenue for the local authority.
Well over 20 million. If we are to be fair with ourselves and what we found and where we are, I think we can do better. Government has committed the remaining 5.7 million. So I appeal to the local authority to ensure that they expedite works. I know that there are different contractors here. Some are just doing the roof. As you can see up there, Zambia National Service was doing the surrounding. It was dumping the gravel and also just making sure that they compact. So we have 2-3 contractors that are working here. But the significance of this project is to say that we will optimize on revenue for the local authority, first and foremost.
Joseph Jerry is the foreman under Bill and Bill Suppliers. He now explains the scope of works being done.
We've been given enforcing and installing the roof sheets for the mono canopies and enforcing again the main roof.
Daniel Billy, Zanis News, in Kabwe District, Central Province.
In Eastern Province, government has commissioned a pipe-to-water reticulation system and 2 waterborne ablution blocks at Mtaya Primary School in Kasenengwa District with financial support from Living Water International. The gesture by the non-governmental organization has cheered government authorities in the area. Details in the following report.
Government is working with various stakeholders to promote hygiene as well as sanitation. One such is Living Water International, which has officially handed over 2 newly built toilets with running water at Mtaya Primary School in Kasenengwa District and a piped water system which has been constructed at a total cost of 1.5 million kwacha. The non-governmental organization country director, Reverend Lindani Dube, says his organization is committed to promote access to clean and safe drinking water.
We, together with our partners, have successfully completed 364 water and sanitation projects, reaching to over 100,000 people, while at the same time creating an opportunity for people to hear the gospel of Jesus Christ. We are happy that a good number of the facilities we have constructed are still functional to this day. And this is the result of good partnership with communities, with government, as well as other stakeholders.
Eastern Province Permanent Secretary Paul Tole officiated at the ceremony.
The new Dawn administration is committed to provide safe and clean drinking water to all citizens. Government is ready to work with partners who are willing to offer every good support. It is for this reason that I commend Living Water International for coming on board to supplement government efforts in carrying out projects such as drilling of new boreholes, rehabilitation of boreholes, establishing piped water systems, constructing institutional waterborne toilets, and engaging communities for improved behavioral change using the community-led total sanitation model.
Sylvester Chimba for Zanis in Kasenengwa.
Still in Eastern Province, 180 community members have been trained in human rights and safeguarding of people with disabilities in Chadiza district. The Zambia Association of Parents for Children with Disabilities, Onse Ana Apunzile Program Manager Charity Tembo, says the training is aimed at increasing participation and involvement of people with disabilities at community level. More in the following report.
Involvement of people with disabilities in church activities, ranging from ordinary worship to assuming leadership position, poses a great challenge, but this is slowly changing with the increased sensitization by faith-based organizations. The Zambian government has put in place policies such as the Disabilities Act, which advocates for the involvement of people with disability in developmental activities.
Our role as a church in terms of people with disability is to ensure that we have an enabling environment for people with disabilities.
Previously, we were actually distributing wheelchairs to those families that have got a child who may not manage to go to church. And seeing this happening here, where we can educate the community leaders such as the headmen, the pastors from different churches, and even the other community leaders, it is actually a very commendable job.
And coming to the Ana Onse Apunzile program, it has helped people with disabilities gain a place in society.
With our project, we want an inclusive early learning class, hence the project. So during our project, we have trainings for community members because we understand that they also need the knowledge. They also need to understand what disability is, and they can work with us in identifying the children with disabilities in the respective communities. So we've trained 130 community members.
Jubel Zulu, Zanis, Chadiza District, Eastern Province.
The news continues. Chief Nalwama of Chikankata District in Southern Province has appealed to Chikankata Town Council to work on the Nega Road going to his palace. Chief Nalwama says the road is in a deplorable state and requires immediate attention. Details in the following report.
This is how bad the road from Nega turn-off to Chief Nalwama's palace. The road is so pathetic and need urgent facelift. Zambia News and Information Services in Chikankata District of Southern Province recently visited the traditional leader, and Chief Nalwama, who spoke through his spokesperson Charles Yellow, bemoaned the deplorable state of Munali Niko Nalwama Road. The traditional leader have since appealed to government to urgently work on his deplorable Kasengo Nalwama in the Nega turn-off Nalwama roads in Momba Chiefdom.
The road is very bad as well. When we are talking about this road infrastructure, the roads are very bad, especially in Chikankata district, and in particular Nalwama Chiefdom. You can imagine the road from Nansenga passing through Kasengo to Nega is extremely bad, and all the same, the road is from Shamayua there, Turnpike Junction, in the Nega junction there to Nalwama clinic and the school. It's also very bad. It's very bad. So we are appealing to New Dawn government by the works of the council to look to it that these roads must be looked into it. Free movement.
Speaking during the same interview, Chief Nawama called on government to address issues of poor communicating network in his chiefdom.
Access a network, we need to climb the tree. That's when you can access the network, which is very bad. We are in a New Dawn government this time. We are appealing to the government, the New Dawn government, to look to it that they have to provide either a tower or a network here at the Chief Nawama.
It is true that the concerns raised by Chief Nawama of the Momba Tonga speaking people of Chikankata district or Southern Province need urgent attention. The road needs to be worked on as a matter of urgency. The government should also work on the poor communication network in his chiefdom, which has been the cries of the people of Momba Tonga speaking people. Zanis reports in Chikankata district of Southern Province.
And in Northwestern Province, Mwinilunga District Commissioner Harrison Kamuna has appealed to residents and the general citizenry to remain calm and patient as government works on measures to operationalize the Kasenseli gold mine. Mr. Kamuna says government is aware of the potential benefits the mine has on the local communities once operational. Mary Ndlovu has more in this report.
Northwestern Province is one of the provinces in the country rich in minerals such as copper, gold and nickel. However, Kasenseli gold mine has been closed since 2021 in Mwinilunga district of Chief Chibuika's chiefdom. Stakeholders are now calling on the government to quicken the process of finding investors to make Kasenseli gold mine operational.
We want to appeal very greatly to the Minister of Mines and Mineral Development, Mr. Paul Kaposho, to look into this matter. They had meetings already with the chiefdoms. They had meetings already with the stakeholders. Now, what else is remaining? Is it finding an investor, which is very, very difficult? So please, Minister, help us to find an investor as quickly as possible so that he'll start working on that particular mine. We want to see that mine take off. We want to see activities there take off. Because when it takes off, we are assured that our young men and women in that area will be employed.
My appeal as Action Aid coordinator here in Northwestern Province is that the government works on the issues surrounding the Kasenseli gold mine and quickly open that mine so that we can be raising some revenue.
Mwinilunga District Commissioner Harrison Kamuna has appealed to the citizens to be patient with the government.
We are under prudent government and the fiscal disciplinarian, His Excellency the President, who knows the money matters and he knows gold is money as well. And being a fiscal disciplinarian, he is steadily charging the issue of Kasenseli. One of the fine days it opens, I tell you, it will influence all Zambians.
Mr. Kamuna adds that once operational, Kasenseli gold mine will be a source of jobs for many Zambians.
Young men are saying, DC, when are you opening? I say, hold on, young men. We have an able government.
For Zanis, in Solwezi District, Northwestern Province, I am Mary Ndlovu.
In Northern Province, Lunte District Commissioner Joseph Chilando has hailed the construction of Lukulu Bridge, which connects Mulenga, Mapesa and Kanyanta to the newly established Central Business District. Mr. Chilando says the completion of the bridge will open up the district to several economic opportunities. Sylvia Zulu now gives us more in this report.
For many years, Lukulu Bridge in Lunte District that connects two wards in the district to the newly announced Central Business District, CBD, has been in a deplorable state, risking the lives of both road users and the community. But government, through the Road Development Agency, RDA, has worked on the bridge. Lunte District Commissioner Joseph Chilando, who was accompanied by the District Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit, has inspected the bridge as it awaits commissioning.
The people of Lunte, the people of Mdenga Mapesa, Mupakaoma have been suffering for a long time now. Now that the New Dawn government has put up a bridge, a permanent bridge like this one, the people of Lunte are going to benefit. Actually, this is an economical road which connects the two districts, Kasam and Luingu.
Looking at where we are now, I think it's a great development. It's a milestone actually for the district, because being one of the largest bridges here, once it was down, most of the activities came to a halt. But at the completion of it, I think most people are going to benefit.
The community is happy with the development.
Twachula sana kuli bridge. Uyantanshi waliwo watura bitafya makwebo fya engi yali furungana pamulandi okana kwata bridge. So ekitakwata eshuko apo ifo twakwata eshuko twasoneka bridge palukulo.
The completion of the bridge, which has been in a bad state for a long time, has brought renewed hope for the people as they will be able to cross from one point to another without any worries. Reporting for Zanis, Sylvia Zulu in Lunte District.
And finally, the Zambia Flying Doctor Service has screened over 1,300 patients for various ailments in Sinanga District in Western Province through its outreach program. Zambia Flying Doctor Service Team Leader Richard Kaki says most of the conditions attended to were heart diseases, arthritis, dental disease, and eye problems. Tovin Ngombe accompanied the team in Senanga and now reports.
Senanga residents have thanked the Zambia Flying Doctor Service for offering health outreach programs to people in hard-to-reach areas. The residents at Rui River Health Center notes that they have been having difficulties of accessing quality health services because of the long distance they have to cover and the poor state of the roads.
Kwa matuku asweli kweza hala manyandu aluna akunyanda kukula matuku mamibili aluna nako kaufela kialu kupakuli basi keba fereza faa kono baekeze kulimane mwendiluka kona kuimulu amali kazemu.
We thank the health team which has come today to help us from our diseases and our difficulties. We request them to continue helping us. Government should consider upgrading the clinic as there are no doctors to treat our ailments.
Chole kambe kintu ekonala muso walu na olitenuo kambe lutusanga na choma doko takutusanga fane bakweli elimu madoko tabataye kakuluna ni byanga mama haye baba sakondikuza makofita kwa boma baba mwa banali folofoza aliko chika mapulu kuli baba shimbangi baba kwa boma kikwa ula hulu.
Government should continue bringing health workers every month so that the lame and the aged who can't go to the district hospital can be helped. Government should not forget us here in Rupue. They should continue coming to treat us from our ailments. Zambia Flying Doctor Team Leader Dr. Richard Kaki has described the Senanga Health Outreach Program as a success.
I must say that we scored a number of successes. And these include that we saw a total number of 1,314 patients against the target of 1,225. And the breakdown of these is that for general screening, we saw 804. For eye screening, we saw 365. Under dental services, we saw 136. For surgeries in theater, we saw a total number of 7 patients.
Offering health services to people in rural areas is a noble cause to alleviate the suffering they encounter in accessing health services. Tovini Ngombe, Zanis, Senanga District.
That report brings us to the end of the news, but before we go away, let's take another look at the top stories in our news. Government has allocated 5.9 million kwacha for a modern intercity bus station in Kabwe. Chief Nalwama has appealed for the completion of the Nega Nega road leading to his palace. And Kasenseli gold mine in northwestern province is set to be operationalized soon. Thank you so much for watching Zanis News. On behalf of the entire news production crew, my name is Henry Himonde. Until next time, it's goodbye.